Right. Okay. We are now moving on to a feature. So we have the guys in from Monolith. Who are they talking to?
It would be me and one of the guys from Monolith who are going to sit down and have a nice long chat about what's happening with Batman coming to your tabletop very soon.
Which could end up being the biggest Kickstarter of 2018 at this rate. We will see.
Hello everybody, I have been joined by Adnan from Monolith.
Hi guys.
And today we are talking Batman.
Yes we are.
So you guys have picked up the license to turn this into a tabletop game.
Yes, we did.
So,
that's great.
Okay, basic info. What are you guys planning to do with this game?
We're going to do what we used to do with those kind of games, with strong theme games. We're going to try and put as much theme in the game the way we did it with Conan and with the Mythic Battles. And this one will also go through Kickstarter, like we did.
Exclusive?
Exclusive to Kickstarter.
Okay.
Means that you won't be able to find it elsewhere. You won't find a retail version of it. Why is that? Because we've learned from our Conan experience. That's also why Mythic Battles won't be retailed. Actually, if we wanted everybody in the chain value to get their fair, share of the game, we would have the game should have been sold somewhere around 200 euros at the end.
Conan?
Yeah, Conan.
Okay.
So from that wasn't possible because it's not the sort of price range that you see in retail, and also the retailers themselves are quite afraid to buy those games because it immobilizes a lot of their money to sell games that have already been sold through Kickstarter. So it's kind of difficult for us, for them I mean. So for us, we had to cut our prices at the beginning so that it would eat the retails at somewhere around 100 euros. And at the end we lost money with Conan in retail.
Really?
We lost actually money. So that is
wow.
something we've learned from. And the games, the way we do them are just not fit for the retail business model.
Well, I mean, like the way I've seen you guys design your games is big box.
Yeah.
Every miniature you're ever going to want to need for the game. It's a complete gaming system that you're jumping in on when you jump in on your Kickstarter.
Exactly.
So if you did send it to retail, the things they have to consider is it's a lump of money that I have invested in. I have to wait for someone to then pay that money back to me by buying it.
Exactly.
It's also taking up, basically real estate within my store. And you guys don't do small box games. Let's be honest, you do big box games.
Exactly. If the retailer can sell 10 games that would pick up the same place and sell them in the blink of an eye, of course, that's what it's going to do. It's only normal.
Yeah, it's the way the marketplace works.
Yeah, really.
You're going to pick up what's going to sell.
And we could go with smaller boxes. We could downgrade the content of the game, but that really would hurt the gameplay experience.
I think actually putting less in the boxes would take away from the gaming experience from your games.
Yeah, I think, and it will hurt us the same way in the end because people won't be satisfied with their purchase. They won't enjoy the game the same way that other people on Kickstarter did. So yeah, that's why we were not going to go retail with the Batman 2.
Okay, well that's absolutely fair, and it's a design choice that you guys have for your business model, for your game model. And
that's something that we have stated very early in the advertisement of the game, so that people are aware of it. We're going all out on communication. We're going to have this Kickstarter that will last 30 days, and then after they'll have the pledge manager on which they'll be able to let pledge. So that's 2 windows that you will be able to when you will be able to grab the game.
Now, the game itself, it is modeled on Conan, yeah?
It is actually, the base system is the same one, the THS, designed by Fred Henry. There have been quite a few changes actually from Conan to Batman. On the hero side, the main one is that the heroes don't die anymore. It was the case in Batman where you had all your gems in the wound zone, you were dead.
Oh, in Conan.
In Conan, I mean, yeah. In Batman now, you can jump back into play and come back after a while and recuperating some energy and come back and maybe perform the final action of the scenario and win the scenario. So there is no more elimination in Batman. We have added some new characteristic, which is the thought action, because of course something that Conan rarely does think. But that Conan does a lot more.
Sorry, really?
No, he makes all the thinking beforehand. Then when he jumps into action, it's more like...
sure.
Yeah, so we have this new characteristic. We have a lot of things that have been added. It's really a really difficult thing to balance a game system, and I think the guys in the development team did a really great work on this. Some very small changes, like for instance adding a level to the skills of the hero, meaning that for instance in Conan, when you had a character which who was elusive, he could move through the board without any problem. There was no level attached to it. Now in Batman you will have a level attached to the skill, meaning that just like
I might be able to sneak past one, maybe two people, but if there's a third guy there, he's going to notice me?
Exactly. So the guy playing the villain will still be able to block you at a certain point. It's not, you know, overpowered like it was in Conan. And really, all those changes, like the level on the skill, gives us more, you know, parameters to play with, to create different characters, to create different situations, and create more well, enjoyable scenarios.
Well, this is the thing. Dropping into the Batman universe, it's a huge, expansive universe. I'm going to say that right now. There is a lot to play with here, but it's such a thematic universe. Having those parameters to play with is going to let you really enhance the flavor of the characters. Actually fine-tune the character so it feels like the character has jumped off the comic book page and onto the tabletop for people.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, I'm sure that's what you're going to aim at, and I hope you pull it off.
As I said, now we have 3 people dedicated to do this full-time in our offices, on top of Frédéric Henry working also on the project. So yeah, this is something that we're really going to enhance in Batman. We're going to offer 20 scenarios in Batman in the core box, where there were only 8 in Conan. We know that was some kind of a hiccup in the first Conan game. And on top of it, you'll be able to choose which hero you want to play with. When you play on the hero side, you'll be able to pick and choose which hero you want to play with. You will be also able to pick up the bad gadgets you want to start the game with. So really, it gives a lot more replayability to the scenarios, and we have more than doubled the number of scenarios in the core box. So a lot of gameplay. Yeah, that will be.
Now, whenever you say you can pick your character, does that mean any character can play any scenario?
That means that we will have some characters that will be fixed, the hero, because they are in the plotline, in the storyline. So if it is Batman going and defusing bomb, it will be Batman that will be fixed. And maybe his 2 other allies, you'll be able to pick them from a range of characters.
I see.
If he is accompanied by someone like Catwoman, who is really good at defusing bombs, you'll be able to pick Catwoman. But maybe another character which is, let's say, for the role-playing people in the same class, you know, like Thief, or I don't know, more like a Muscleman, etc. So you'll be able to pick your hero between a limited number of them, but you will be able to pick on 3 or 4 different heroes for replacing Catwoman, 3 or 4 different heroes to replace Red Hood, etc. So a lot of many composition and combination of heroes to play with.
That'll give you a nice amount of replayability for the scenarios.
Sure, and really, if you pick up a hero with the utility belt and you give him different gadgets, it really gives you a different flavor to the game. Because if you go with the grappling hook, you'll be more agile. You'll be able to move more easily on the board. But if you choose a more offensive weapon, I mean more with more damage capability, then you will, you know, be less mobile on the game board, but you will do more damage. So it's really 2 different game styles that you'll be able to have only by switching the gadgets.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, now, this is, of course, a licensed game.
It is.
So, is this the first time you guys have had to work with a big film studio, yeah?
Like Warner Bros, yes.
Yeah.
First time. Yeah, exactly. This is, yes, a larger scale from what we did before. They have a lot more, you know, things are more into processes, making sure everything is validated at each step of this process. That is one of the reasons, and basically the main reason, why we went with 3D sculpting with this game. Every model in the game is sculpted in 3D. Yeah. Why is that? Because the first time we sculpt it, then we have to submit it to Warner Bros. And they have to tell us. Yeah, correct. And they have to tell us, okay, this one is okay, fine. That's the best case scenario. But sometimes we have to change things quite deeply in the model itself. You
know, change the face a little bit, maybe tweak the position of an arm.
Exactly. Well, the pose shouldn't be like this. The edge should be smaller. Or I don't know. We had this case with Enigma where the chin was too pointy for them.
Really?
Yeah, we had to you know, change the chin size. A lot of small changes like this that you cannot do with a traditional sculpt, or a lot less, easily. With 3D Sculpt, you can jump back to the file, make the adjustment, and send it back again.
Well, I mean, now you've given me some images that I have here. So
yeah.
Now working with Warner Brothers, you have access to some of the comic book art and stuff to actually give you direction for creating a 3D version.
We can get our inspiration from basically all the comics.
Yeah, so things like you've got Batman, you've got Scarecrow.
For instance, the Scarecrow you just showed. This one is directly represented into this miniature. Yes, that's exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay, has anyone seen this before?
Oh yes, this one has been, I think it has been shown yet, but I don't know if it has been shown painted.
Ooh,
yeah.
Say hello.
Here you go. So you have the Scarecrow with the David Finch version. So it's not the version with a pointy hat. But,
no, it's a version where you've actually done big billowing smoke clouds on the miniature.
Exactly.
That is something you do not see very often. Whenever, you would imagine a miniature working with gas, but you don't see it.
It was quite challenging to have all this and to have all this something that will come up nice on the final miniature.
And then material-wise for the actual final miniatures, do you guys know what you're working with yet?
We have PVC for certain parts, and we have ABS for other parts. This is really, if you like the way we worked and the way we did things with the Mythic Battles, you will enjoy it. And we took it one step ahead again. Every time we work with those miniatures, you clearly have a step forward between Conan and Mythic Battles, and you will clearly have a step forward between Mythic Battles and Batman in terms of quality, in terms of sculpts. We have worked the bases to have them textured, things like this that really make the sculpts pop up.
We see that this is one of the things I've seen a lot within the industry recently is, well, last year was the year of the hybrid game, I say. So you have a board game, but it's got so many aspects of tabletop wargaming that you're going to be able to sort of tap into both markets to actually draw people in and say, play the game, it's fun, have a look. Look, wargamers, we have beautiful miniatures. You want to sit and paint these? Fantastic.
Yep.
Wargamers, oh look, we have a board game, it's a beautiful world, but there's also these incredible game pieces that you can sit and play with.
Yeah, that's right. Every time we do this, we really try to get it to the top level, and if it brings other people to the hobby, that's just great. Yeah.
But it's that crossing the lines between board gamers and war gamers, which I think it's really nice to see, because I mean, like, a lot of times, oh, I'm a board gamer, this is my thing. Oh, I'm a war gamer, this is my thing. I'm both.
Oh, yeah, we have people of both. People playing board games a lot, people playing war games a lot in Monolith, and that really transpires.
To connect between those two different subgroups, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. More artwork, because this is the stuff that's inspiring you guys.
Yes.
I assume you don't have access to every last piece of concept art ever made, but I'm sure you have a fair amount to work from. So, Scarecrow, fantastic.
Yeah. So
Riddler.
We have the Riddler. Actually, the mini is missing because it's being photographed right now. But the guy you have here is the one from Hush. You see, he has a Hush miniature in his hands. That's exactly the one you will have in the box.
Nice.
A nice one. And this one,
Nice. Red Hood?
The Red Hood gang.
No, this is the classic Red Hood.
This is the classic Red Hood. This is from a narrative arc drawn by Greg Capullo. And it's actually some kind of a retell of how the Joker came to be. And how we turned from this classic Red Hood with some kind of a capsule head to the Joker we know. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, like, I love this style. I hope to see a miniature like this in the game.
It will be.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah, it will be. The guy with his gang.
You, but okay, if you're going to just tell me this stuff. Okay.
That's actually something that was quite great with the working with the Warner Bros. And this license is that we could pick any character from any period of the comics. Okay, but we wanted to have something that is coherent visually, so we didn't go too much way back in the story of the comics. Okay?
Yeah, so we're not looking at Adam West Batman.
No. We're starting from the Jim Lee's Hush, somewhere around 2000, if I remember well, up to today's Batman Rebirth, which is the latest issues. And we've tried to pick the characters that we enjoyed in the comics and that had a cool look. Like this guy is actually iconic. This is the real first Red Hood.
Yeah. Okay, moving on, of course, we have Joker himself.
Yeah, the Joker.
Looking fantastic.
Yeah, he will have his gun.
We're going to have Catwoman, we're going to have Poison Ivy. I'm really excited to see how they look on the tabletop.
Yeah, we have Catwoman right here, the painted version.
Gimme?
Yeah.
Gimme? I'm getting a look at this before all you. Oh, that is
All
a nice
these miniatures have been
classic-looking
painted
Catwoman.
by Martin Grobau, who is a French artist working with us.
The Catwoman looks beautiful. I love the fact that you've caught that feline pose as if she's just, you know, leaning on the top of a rooftop, ready to spring down and steal some diamonds, because
that's what
we
she
all know
does.
that's what she does. Lovely, lovely work.
Here you have Jim Gordon.
Yes.
Right there.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I love the fact that you even painted a little blood spatter onto the base here. You can see.
Yeah, you have a lot of details on this miniature going on. You have the badge on the belt, the tie, the magnum. Everything is very detailed and very, very, very nice.
And he's playable in game?
Of course, he is.
Yes.
He's a hero, just like any other.
Gotham PD on the tabletop coming soon.
You'll be able to control those guys. When that's one of the models we will have, the GCPD officer.
So nice.
Again, all those characteristics that we have, the skills that we have on the hero side, allow us to create really, you know, really to recreate the character in the gameplay. And he will have a skill that allows him to control a lot of these guys, give them order, and, you know, control them on the game board.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I probably should have shown very quickly is actually the Batman miniature.
Yeah, because we have a Batman miniature in the game.
Yes. Why would we have a video about Batman and not show Batman? This would just be incredibly wrong. The internet would be horrified at me.
I can only agree.
So, very nicely designed.
This is
big
one
kit.
of the Batmans we'll have.
One of?
One of.
Oh, so you're doing multiple types?
Of course, he has evolved so much in the course of the comics. This is again the Jim Lee version from Hush. We'll also have a Batman from Miller. We'll have we will have some renders after that of the Batman from 0 Year from Greg Capullo.
Ah, nice.
We have those different versions of Batman, and they will each have their character sheets.
Oh, I
They'll
see.
each have their own
depending
way
on
of
which version
playing.
of Batman you're playing.
Because,
it'll
for
change.
instance, the
That's
Batman
nice.
Miller
Yeah.
is still Batman, but he's older.
Yeah.
He's tougher too, but he's older, so he'll have maybe less mobility, but he will be stronger. He'll have more resilience, etc.
Nice.
So this is something that we are able to put in the game, actually.
It's nice that people can actually pick their favorite version of him then and actually lay him down on the tabletop. All right, let's keep going through the images we have here. So we've got Jim Gordon there looking like an absolute badass. We've then got, whoa, hello.
Here he is. That's the Batman year 100.
Year 100?
Yeah, from Mr. Pope. This is a narrative arc where we are kind of in the future, and where Batman is still Batman, but is more not so much superhero, but more like a guy who, you know, dress up with his own boots. He kind of creates his costume himself.
I'm kind of getting a little bit luchador feel off this.
Yeah, yeah. You see, he uses this mouthpiece to recreate, you know, the
fangs.
the fangs. Really is a different approach to the Batman. It's a very, very nice comic issue, actually, if you want to read it. That's really cool, because he's more humane. You know, he takes hits, he bleeds. He's kind of always, you know,
so he's
2
not
inches
the
from
ultimate
dying.
stealth ninja.
No. But he uses all this, you know, regular gadgets that kind of seem normal, I would say. But yeah, he's a very cool character, and we've put it in the game.
Nice. Okay, so very cool looking. Next up we have,
that's another version of Batman. That's Batman 0 Year, in a universe where Enigma, the Riddler, I mean, in the English version, has taken control of Gotham City, and Bruce Wayne has lost his memory, and he comes back to Batman little by little during the comics. And so, as you can see, he doesn't have all his gear. He has to go with his knife, his crossbow, his machete on the waist. So yeah,
fire axe.
Yeah. So again, another version of Batman that will be in the game.
I think so far, my favorite version.
Yeah, it's very cool one.
Okay, next up.
And Bruce Wayne, of course, because
can we play Bruce Wayne on the tabletop?
Bruce Wayne will be playable. Yeah, because we have some scenarios where he will start as Bruce Wayne, because sometimes he has to face the villains dressed up as Bruce Wayne, because sometimes the villains attack Bruce Wayne for what he is. You know, let's say a good guy in Gotham City.
Oh, he's a millionaire. Oh look, I'm a villain. I need some money. This guy's rich.
Yeah, right. And he also openly helps Batman in some of the story arcs where he creates those bad robots. So yeah, villains can come directly
Nice.
and try to hit him.
Nice. Whoa! What happened to Joker?
Oh yeah, this is actually, for those who recognize him, that's the version of the Joker taken from David Finch, The Dark Knight. It's actually not the Joker. It's Clayface posing as the Joker. That's why he's all, you know.
Okay,
brilliant.
Sorry, I thought he got into some like venom or something.
No. That's the Clayface Joker, really, where he attacks Batman. You know, Clayface loves to do this, impersonate other characters. That's basically what he does. And this one, when we read this comics, it was so cool. We thought if we put that in a miniature, it will look awesome. Yeah.
So, it's translated absolutely beautifully.
So we did.
Okay, moving along. He had to be there.
As I told you, Batman is cool because it's not only superheroes, it's also regular heroes. In the case of Harvey Bullock, I don't know if we could even call him a hero. He's just a cop doing his job.
Ish.
Yeah. Ish. But we thought it would be fun to have him part of the hero roster. And
the character just looks so worn out, so tired.
That's the end of the day.
It looks as if he's just walked into a little apartment in downtown Gotham, closed the door behind him, cigars hanging out his mouth, going, "I need a drink."
Exactly. So that was fun to put him in.
Fantastic. Whoa, hello.
Hi, this is another version of Killer Croc. We actually have several versions of him. We have this one, which is again taken from Jim Lee's Hush. So where he has the more, crocodile face with his trench coat.
Yes. See, Killer Croc was always one of my favorite characters in the old cartoon series and stuff, just because, he was just misunderstood.
You could say that.
He's not a monster.
You could say that.
Just big and green and scaly, and I'm sure he just wanted a hug once in a while, poor guy.
I'll let you do that. So here is another version of him where he has more humanoid face.
Yeah, but the body is a little more reptilian. Yeah. A little more armor, a bit more mutant.
This is another version of the Killer Croc, the way it is depicted in the comics. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, hello. Is this the Man-Bat?
This is Man-Bat. This is, actually the miniature that we have here, painted.
Oh, has anyone seen this before?
No, this is the first time.
Render or painted?
Yeah, both.
Oh, guys.
This also will be playable in the game, and you'll be able to bring him on
hero or villain?
Oh.
You're not going to tell?
That's a villain. Yeah, he tends to switch sides sometimes, but he is a more villain.
The posing on this alone is gorgeous, and the detail you've worked in to actually show him as the Man-Bat is nice. All the veins and stuff down the wings. Yeah. If you love painting your miniatures, guys, this one's going to be an absolute joy to work on.
Very good looking. Yeah.
And then I like the way you've done the nice tearing of the jeans and stuff that is just expanded and burst out of his clothes. So cool.
So this one is going to be in more of a hard plastic, just to make sure that the feet stands on the ground, that it doesn't bend, that the wings come out properly, etc.
It's nice to hear that there's that quality control in there, that looking at it going, is this something that's maybe going to bend in packaging or in production and look a little bit
Yeah, again, we're building up our experience from one game to another. So yeah, again with Batman is going to be
nice, very nice. Okay, one last look at the 3D render. He looks vicious. Yeah, absolutely vicious.
As you said, all the veins.
Yeah. Okay, then we have a Batmobile.
We have a Batmobile in the game. This is also the first time we show those renders. So this is the Batmobile taken again from David Finch, The Dark Knight.
Yes.
It's one of the many versions of the Batmobile.
Yes.
There are a lot of them, ranging from the one from Jim Lee, which is more rounded shape, to this one was more boxy. But yeah, this one will be available as an add-on in the game.
Nice.
And it will be playable. That's something that we really wanted to make sure of.
Playable.
You can play with the Batmobile. Yeah, nice. It will come with its own scenarios for each map that we will have in the game, and you'll be able to use it, make it enter in the game board, do some shooting with missiles, ram through walls, etc.
Nice.
So really, always when we put a miniature, it's not there only for show. It's there really to serve a purpose, which is gameplay, and that's what we did with the.
I don't know. I would have kind of forgive you if this was just there to be pretty.
Yeah, sure, I understand, but
But
really for us it's
bonus.
gameplay first, and then on top of it we try to build something nice, but it's gameplay first. We cannot put something that it's not purely gameplay in the game.
Fair enough.
So that's why you won't have a Batwing,
Yes.
Batcopter, things like this, because it just doesn't match in the scale. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay, next up.
This one is Oracle. This one is a hero also. She is actually the daughter of Jim Gordon,
Yes.
who has been shot by the Joker.
Yes.
And in this time period, she's on a wheelchair. After that, she'll be able to recover and go back into being flying on top of a rooftop, so a superhero. But she's doing her job in this period as an Oracle, giving data to Batman. More like a supporting role. But she will be also playable in the game. She will have this ability to control a lot of people.
Nice.
Of course, she won't be a master of fist fighting, but she will.
No, I wouldn't expect that.
No, but it's always trying to match the miniature to the gameplay, and here that's what we went for.
Nice, very nice. Absolutely beautiful design. And again, this is probably having to sit and go through the whole approval process. So it's nice to see that there's actually that care from the parent company themselves that own the IP to actually make sure this is going to look absolutely proper.
Yeah.
So very
honestly,
impressed.
we thought that it would be harder to work with the Warner Bros.
Really?
Because that's a big company, but it was kind of easy and nice to work with them because they are really open, and they really try to get what we do as a publishing company. So yeah, we had this really open communication with them to try and have the best miniature. Basically, they validate everything in the game. So yeah, everything is purely respectful of the original material.
Yeah, but that's such a beautiful thing to be able to get in and actually play with that world. Because I mean, like, I'm sure you're like me. You've grown up watching the TV series, reading the comics, and actually now being able to sit down and play about with it. I'm sure you go at home tonight with a big ass grin on your face.
Oh yeah. Actually, we had some heated arguments within the company.
Really?
Yeah, to know who we should put in the game, who we shouldn't, etc. So yeah, it was kind of fun, but it was very very nice to work on this license. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, Robin.
Yeah, this is one of the Robins. Okay, because as you know,
many.
Yeah, he has gone through a lot of different. A lot of people have embodied the Robin. This one is the son of Batman. Is Damian Wayne.
Yes.
So it is the latest Robin. Let's call him this way. Yes, he's kind of a turbulent son of Batman. He's one of the Robins who kills people, who don't hesitate. So yeah, that's you can understand how it's a bummer for Batman to have a son who kills people.
He's probably looking at it going, "Why are you killing people?" Because.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So yes, this is another version of the Robin we will have in the game.
Yeah, I mean, like the details that I'm seeing on the 3D sculpts here, and actually what I've seen on the tabletop, the translation from 3D sculpt to miniature is actually really, really good from you guys as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, a lot of people look at certain 3D renders, they look at them and go, "Oh, that's not going to turn out like the actual final miniature." They've actually done a really good job here, guys.
And the thing is that from the sculpting stage, we have taken into account some technical things that we have to take into account when we actually cast the miniature itself. That's why sometimes you have a slightly bigger head, slightly bigger hands, some details that are really exaggerated, because we know that when we're going to go through all the tooling and the casting process, we're going to lose some of the detail, and we know where we're going to lose it.
Yeah,
so we can account for it at the early stages, and that's why sometimes you can say, "Oh, okay, but that detail is too much. This is too much." But really, because you have to think about the final result.
It's that process of learning and becoming better at your craft.
Exactly.
Ooh, hello, the other Scarecrow.
The other version of the Scarecrow that we will have in the game, the original version. Let's call him this way, with the pointy hat.
Yes.
And his famous weapon.
Yes.
So again, as you can see, this is a clear representation and example of what I just said. You see all the stitches could seem exaggerated.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you don't do that on the 3D sculpt, you will. If you smooth that, it will be totally. You won't show on the final minute. Yeah, it will be totally lost.
Yeah. Even the stitching in around the mouth, looking there, it looks a little heavy in the 3D render, but once you actually cast that, it'll look perfect.
Exactly.
Very, very cool. I am incredibly impressed with these.
So that's one of the versions. We'll have for several main characters. We'll have several versions of them. Some didn't change. I mean, that much in the course of the comics. Like Two-Face, he has basically the same representation. You know, from way back in time, but other have changed. So we've picked those who we thought are cool, and we put them in the game.
I mean, like the miniatures are gorgeous. We know the Conan system is great. You guys are back tweaking, you know, playing about with the actual system to make it run nicer and better.
Yeah. And we have actually added another mode, another gameplay mode to the what we call the adventure mode, is what most people know, taken from Conan, which is one versus many game. One player is going to play the villain, and the other are going to play the heroes together in cooperation. But we have also added the versus mode, where each player gets to play with this command board in front of him.
Okay.
So the villain will still play with this command board, but the hero will also have a command board in front of him. And we'll be in a 1 versus 1 game where it's going to be more like a skirmish game, really, where you will be able to draft your team from scratch. You'll have some restrictions saying that you have to take 1 HQ, 3 goons, 3 elites, etc. But other than that, you'll be able to mix and match your heroes and your villain, team up Batman with Robin, of course.
Will you both be working off the same system for this bigger dashboard?
Exactly. And you will have on top of it another layer, which is actually hidden by this.
Well, we'll have a closer look at that in
I'll tell you more about it in the video for the versus mode.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. It is very cool to hear about Batman.
Hope you'll enjoy it.
Seeing the sculpts, knowing what's actually going to be happening and what to expect from the Kickstarter. Now there's a question. Let's talk Kickstarter for a second before we go. So, how many pledge levels are you guys planning to do?
We'll have only one pledge level.
Okay.
Pledge level, what will be, well, we don't know exactly the name of it, but we can give you the price of it.
Okay.
It will be $139 for the core box. So you'll have 2 double-sided boards, so 4 environments. You'll have this command boards, you'll have a bunch of tiles, you'll have the cubes, you'll have those heroes board that we made double thickness, okay, so that they hold the cubes.
You're not putting your cubes all over the place.
Yeah, just like you could do with the gems in Conan. You'll have the dice, the 5 different type of dice that are not here but will be in the game, and of course you'll have the miniatures, those cool miniatures in it, and of course the stretch goals that hopefully we will unlock during the course of the.
Come on, you say hopefully. This is Batman on Kickstarter.
But this isn't.
I expect this to explode.
This is always uncharted, territory for us, because Kickstarter is really moving fast, really changing fast, and the fact that we are exclusive can, be touchy for some. Okay. I
don't know. I look at the exclusive stuff and I look at it and say, I have a one-stop shop on this. If I want it, now is my time to get it. I'm not looking at it humming and hawing on a shelf 6, 7, 8 months later going, do I want this add-on, do I want that add-on? It's that sort of high-intensity buy. And whenever it comes through, I don't know about everybody else, but when a Kickstarter comes through for me, I feel warm and gooey inside. It's just like...
Yeah, it's a kind of a little Christmas present. All along the year. That's kind of the feeling, And so, for $139, you'll have, a lot of things in the box. Actually, it's going to be 2 boxes.
2 boxes?
Yeah, because we went with something, we wanted to make something quite nice with this one. So instead of having the core box plus the stretch goal, you'll have a box for the heroes and a box for the villains. So we have divided the components into good guys and bad guys.
That's
and
nice.
Even the cover of the box will represent heroes on one side facing bad guys on the other side. I didn't bring it to you today because I want people to look at the final version of the box when they have it.
I assume you're still working on it?
Yeah, it's not colored yet. We have the inks, the pencils and the inks, but it's not colored yet.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, something that we went for is trying to have this, duality, opposition.
As soon as you're ready to show that off, give me a quiet shot, eh?
We will, no problem. So for the $139, you will have this core box plus the stretch goals, hopefully many of them. The 20 scenarios, really that's something that we try to bring with Batman is really make sure that we give a lot of content to the backers from the get-go. Okay, so you don't have to go to our website and download any additional scenarios. There will be some, of course, but from the get-go in the core box, you'll have enough scenarios to play with. Exactly. On top of that, we will have some add-ons, of course. We'll have 3 main expansions. Okay,
Nice.
the first one is the versus mode that I mentioned. Okay, where you'll be able to purchase an additional command board and all the material you need to play the versus mode. We'll also have Wayne Manor expansion.
Wayne Manor expansion.
Wayne Manor
You
expansion.
have me curious, sir.
Yeah, with a double-sided board. Again, well, not really double-sided, but you will see what I'm talking about during the Kickstarter. You will have the Wayne Manor itself and the Batcave that will be playable.
Okay.
And a lot of specific characters linked to the Batcave scenarios.
How many times has Batman's Batcave been invaded?
Many times. So yes, that would be some of the scenarios you have there. So that would be the Wayne Manor expansion, and opposing that Wayne Manor expansion, you will have the Arkham Asylum expansion. So again, this sense of duality between the 2 expansions, where you will have what we can call the Joker Land, which is kind of a amusement park, you know, that Joker uses a lot as his HQ. So that you will have this opposition also between the expansion. And finally, the last add-on will be the Batmobile, as I mentioned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it all looks absolutely fantastic. Thank you for coming in and showing it off. Everybody, get your comments in below. Are you looking forward to the Batman game coming from Monolith? We'll move on here. We'll see you in the next one.